until they get there.
You honestly, you will never know until you get there. Cause I've been
Hmm.
through situations where, man, like I didn't know. It looked like it was all smoke and mirrors, honestly. And then when I got in there, it was just, like during that whole situation before I even came to Texas, I went through a couple of shelters and yeah. So it's all smoke and mirrors and but you just have to be resilient. If you're going to make the decision, and you should, to leave and for your own safety, you have to be resilient and know that it's not going to be all comfort and all that, but fear is an illusion, and you just got to go through it. You just got to go. You just got to go. You got to do what you got to do. If you love yourself, if you find that strength within yourself to leave, then do it. And don't worry about what's coming next. Just have faith that everything gonna work out. And like I said before, your thoughts create your reality. So if you believe and know that you're gonna be okay, you're gonna be okay.
Right.
That's
Hmm.
it.
That was
And
good.
and another thing I was gonna say is that you know, one thing that people are afraid to do is go to the police.
Mm.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
Uh, I would say you don't necessarily have to go to the police and call the police. Like you don't. If you feel like that's what you need to do, if you feel like you need the police to be there while you get your stuff or while you're leaving, then do that. Just so you feel safe. But in my experience, the police were no help. That's just my story.
No,
Me and
no,
somebody
no.
else
I,
had
For
different.
I was
me, the
gonna say
police no
I
help
would,
either.
I would,
It was the FBI. So if the FBI and the police didn't help me, I had to call on Jesus and be resilient and get my tail on where I need to go.
but no,
So
no. I was talking about go to the police station because that's where you have to go to get to the domestic violence shelter to get shielded
I had
from
to
that
call
person.
them. I had to
oh,
call
okay.
the
I see what
DV
you're saying,
shelter.
Genesis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, go
So
ahead.
yeah,
Tell about
I
that.
did have to call. I had to call the DV shelter. Once I called them, they told me to go to the police department. And the police didn't ask me no questions. They really just um I guess their presence there, if I were being followed, that person wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, they would back up. Nobody, you can't be that crazy. But yeah, I mean, they didn't ask me no questions. They didn't say nothing. I got in the car and followed them to the shelter, and they took me in and they left. That was pretty much my experience. But as far
And
as
and
calling
then
911 when I was in a situation, no.
what also when it comes down to it, being able to shield your address, shield where you are, being incognito. Like I think you should write a book about that because the fact that you were able to stay hidden for a year and a half or more before you actually could have stayed hidden even longer if you
Yeah,
didn't say, okay, go ahead, let me reach out. You know what I'm saying? You could have probably stayed gone for like 5 to 6 however many years.
yeah. I could have stayed on. I know there's things you could do as far as like you can freeze your accounts on LexisNexis, because every time you do an application or something like that, it gets uploaded to this website called LexisNexis, and there's other ones too. And yeah, you just gotta be, don't leave a paper trail.
Yeah, because
Um,
depending on how crazy the guy is, they can follow you wherever you go, find out where you live at. If they know how to
Right,
like
right.
look
yeah,
up those things.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cause
so
my ex found where I was at before I went to the shelter. He found me at Monica house,
yeah, he found
and
my
I was
address, right.
gone.
And said he was going he said he was on his way over there. He never came, but yeah, I'm about to come over there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was already gone. I was moving around, so so he knew what, like, where, like, I was in Texas, but he didn't know where I was at.
Right, and that's smart, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How is it
Um,
how go ahead. You had a question,
no,
Sherry?
I was just saying Hippie could it maybe she could answer Hippie behind the scenes. If that's okay, Hippie, she could answer you could
Yeah,
answer her behind the scenes.
Hippie is going through a similar situation that you are, and she wants to find some
Right.
resources.
That'd be better if they could like email or talk,
Yeah,
that way.
yeah, I can help. I can help. I would just say, like, the best thing to do, Google, and any state that you in. It don't matter, like, you can call any DV shelter in any state in any location. Like they will take you because you're in a situation where that's like harmful to your life. So you can call a DV shelter in California and let them know, hey, I'm on the way. Like, can you take me? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You
It,
don't have to stay in your city. If you call a DV shelter in any place in America, because if that person's that dangerous, the way that the DV is laid out, the way these guys are, they'll follow you anyway. So you say, okay, I want to go to a whole nother state. You probably don't want to stay
No,
in that state.
you could go to a different state, hippie. You don't have to stay in New
yeah, you can
in
go to a
NOLA.
different state. You could go to a different city. Like, because usually what they'll ask you is, what city are you in? So you always want to say you in that city, just as a precaution. I'm here. I need help. And you know what I'm saying? But some of them, if you tell them you out of state, but you already called them, they all full, and you just making your way out. But I would say the biggest thing to do, the best thing to do, would just tell them that you already in that city and that you can be there in this amount of time because you got to really finesse and say
Mm-hmm.
certain stuff to get your way, get how you
Mm-hmm.
need to go because
Mm-hmm.
it's set up a certain way. But if you really need to leave, you gotta make it up. Okay, I'm here. I'm already here. Can I come? Like, cause yeah,
Yeah, and she
I
was
don't know.
saying, so can she get your email? She just probably want to talk to you about what you're going through. Maybe try to get some resources. Maybe you could help her. I think she's
Yeah,
considering coming to Texas as well. So
yeah. Go
DJ, I
to
want to come.
my
You know my
website. My
situation. You hear me, DJ?
say it again.
I want to come, but you know my situation.
Right. It's a
So
lot of people on this panel that you be or in this chat that are going through exactly what you're going through. You'd be
yeah,
surprised. I mean, DV wise, like what
like
you
I
went.
literally cried because I was getting ready to drive to Texas right now. For real. When you said it took 12 hours, I was getting ready to drive. Like
Well,
I'm that type of person. Like
if you it's
don't
less
set
than
me on
you. Yeah.
fire. I got a
but
truck. I got money. I will go.
but
My
see, but
people know that.
to this, but Kiki, she gonna make sure her pieces remained at all times, right? So
Hmm.
she gonna make sure her piece, like you,
Oh, I hold
is
that dear to me. That's
exactly,
that's
exactly.
number one. That's over
That
everything and everybody,
that's
even kids.
Leoism. That's Leoism 101. That will be maintained, right?
If I'm not
No,
straight, ain't nobody
baby,
straight. If
baby,
I'm at peace,
baby.
ain't nobody at
So
peace because I be chilling. I be good. I be
Uh,
chilling. You come over here messing with me, everybody finna feel this heat, and I'm not like, please leave me
right.
mhm.
So
alone.
But
here, we're gonna start wadding this up. It's been 3 hours. I know your battery is
yeah,
probably, but
oh
I want to ask.
yeah.
So, how are your children doing now? How are they? I know you said your son had a psychiatric situation where he thought he wanted to end his life. How is his mental health doing? How's your son in Detroit faring? And how are your twins doing?
Um, pretty much everybody is good. I talk to everybody and make sure everybody straight on the up and up, and um, I guess because especially my two oldest sons because they they trust my word now because everything that I said would come to pass came to pass. Everything that I said would happen. When I told them, okay, you want to leave? Okay, I need you to take this in mind. I need you to think about this. When you get there, when you get to this situation, blah, 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 blah. And so they are more trusting of my word because they're seeing that I know what I'm talking about. And I can understand that the trust was lost for a while because of what I was going through. And they probably did feel abandoned, even though I never went anywhere. Um, but now they see that what I say is what it is for them. Those are my children. So what I say is what it is, and I think they're a little bit more at peace with the situation because they know that they see me work in real time, and then they know that what I say is gonna come. I'm gonna do what I tell them. So
And you
they're at
came
peace with
back.
that.
You back in
Yeah,
Atlanta, right? So they
yeah.
also see that you came back. So I think that's I think they will really say, "Hey, my mom's honorable," right? Because
Yeah.
if the people, if the guy you was running from or you left from, and now he probably shooken up too, right? Because it's like, Ninja, ain't nobody's. I come back for my kids. Ain't nobody scared of you no more, right? You just stay over there, and I stay over here. But that's an honorable thing, right? You put that fear aside because you know your kids need you, even though you're not, even though they're with their fathers or whatever. But you're still back in Atlanta at the same time. You're only a phone
Yeah.
call away if needed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's
And
exactly what
are
it
you?
is.
Here's another thing I'm gonna say. This are you worried about someone trying to take custody legal? Because if
My
so, I would.
look, no, they already know what it is. They've experienced my rap too many times to even try me
That
like that.
you
And I can
better
say that
let
with
them
confidence.
know,
I can
Kiki.
say
You
that with
better let them
confidence.
know.
Yeah, they
You
know that I have forces, with me that they know that you can't pull that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna go down like the way you think it will if you try me. And I'm not trying to be arrogant, but that's just me like in mommy mode, mama bear, like don't play with
mm,
me.
Well, just
I
in
play
case,
with
I
my
would
baby.
say this because I went through this kind of a situation with my aunt had my daughter, and just legally, if you ever when you ever get some money, just go ahead and just file the papers to get for full custody of them from the legal standpoint. That way, they can never just go to the court and just try to do that. Then you'd be having to fight them. You know what I'm saying? They have to
Well,
fight you.
In
Right.
Georgia, the mother has sole custody. Anyway, the father has to go to court to fight for that. I have custody of my children legally, period, because no paternity has been set. Like he signed a birth certificate, but Georgia don't go by that. You have to go through the courts and you have to get DNA and all that type of stuff, and then it has to be like signed on paper, like this. Okay, this is my child. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot. But I said I have sole custody, and even then, if any one of my children's father decided they wanted to take custody, we would have to go to court and fight for that, and then we would both have to speak, and then they would have to deem me unfit, and I'm not unfit, so there's no way you could do that.